Ethan Maxwell, a wealthy New York investor known for his philanthropy, feels an emptiness beneath his glamorous lifestyle. His world takes a surprising turn when a chance encounter with Mia, a mysterious woman seeking refuge from a storm, sets him on a transformative journey. As Ethan uncovers secrets from Mia's past, he is forced to reevaluate his understanding of family and purpose. Together, they navigate the challenges of reconnecting with lost loved ones, discovering the profound impact of empathy, love, and resilience along the way. Ethan Maxwell was the epitome of success in New York City, known not just for his financial prowess, but also for his prominent role in philanthropy. Living in a luxurious penthouse with sweeping views of Manhattan, Ethan was a regular at high-profile charity events, where his presence was as notable as the causes he supported. Despite his public image as a model of social responsibility, Ethan felt a disconnection from the very issues he championed, viewing these charitable acts more as opportunities for networking than genuine endeavors. His days were meticulously structured, starting with business meetings over breakfast, followed by a string of appointments that carried him from corporate boardrooms to gala dinners. Ethan was adept at navigating these social and professional circles, effortlessly charming his way through conversations that, to him, felt hollow. The glitz and glamour of his life left him with an increasing sense of emptiness, as he longed for something more meaningful beyond the superficial connections he had mastered. Despite his wealth and influence, Ethan found himself staring out at the cityscape from his penthouse, pondering the void that seemed to grow with each passing day. While the world saw him as a beacon of success and altruism, Ethan battled an internal struggle, yearning for a deeper purpose that transcended his carefully curated life. Little did he know, an unexpected encounter was about to challenge his perspectives and lead him on a path of profound personal transformation. At a lavish charity event, the air was filled with the gentle hum of conversation and the clinking of glasses. Ethan mingled with ease, exchanging pleasantries and enjoying the atmosphere when he bumped into Marcus, an old friend with whom he hadn't spoken in years. Marcus, now deeply involved in social activism, greeted him warmly. Their conversation began lightly, reminiscing about old times, but soon took a more serious turn. As they stood near a grand piano, Marcus leaned in and said, "Ethan, the real change happens when we move beyond just talking and start genuinely feeling the struggles of others. It's not enough to just donate. It's about understanding and acting from the heart." Marcus's words struck a chord with Ethan, leaving him momentarily speechless. He knew Marcus had always been passionate about making a tangible difference in the world, but Ethan had never fully grasped the depth of that commitment until now. As they continued to talk, Marcus shared stories of his recent projects, where he had witnessed firsthand the impact of true empathy and action. Ethan listened intently, feeling a flicker of something he hadn't felt in a long time, a genuine desire to make a difference beyond the confines of his business dealings and public persona. After their conversation, Ethan found himself in a reflective mood. Marcus's words lingered in his mind, challenging his understanding of what it meant to be truly philanthropic. He realized that while he had been generous with his resources, he had rarely connected with the people and causes he supported on a personal level. As the evening unfolded, Ethan felt a newfound sense of resolve. Perhaps it was time to reconsider his approach to charity and, more importantly, to his own life, seeking a path that aligned with the heartfelt engagement Marcus had described. Leaving the charity event, Ethan was lost in thought, reflecting on Marcus's impactful words. The city's bustling nightlife surrounded him as he stepped onto the wet pavement, rain drizzling gently from the sky. As he walked towards his car, his mind was preoccupied with ideas about how he could transform his life and make a more significant impact. Just as he approached the curb, something caught his attention. A young woman standing under a dimly lit awning, cradling a baby in her arms. The woman, Mia, was drenched, her clothes clinging to her skin, and her eyes filled with a mix of determination and desperation. Ethan's heart clenched at the sight. The rain poured relentlessly, and the infant in her arms let out a small, pitiful cry. Ethan felt a surge of empathy, an urge he hadn't experienced in a long time. It was as if Marcus's words had opened his eyes to a new reality, making him see the world with fresh clarity. In that moment, he realized he couldn't just walk away. Ethan approached Mia cautiously, aware of how he might come across, but driven by a need to help. "Hey there," he began softly. "Do you need some help? My place is just around the corner. You and your baby could dry off and get warm." Mia looked at him with suspicion, but the exhaustion in her eyes was undeniable. Ethan offered a reassuring smile, hoping to convey sincerity. After a moment's hesitation, Mia nodded, too tired and cold to refuse his offer. Once they reached Ethan's apartment, they were greeted by his father, Jack, who was relaxing in the living room. "Dad, this is Mia," Ethan introduced as they stepped inside. "And this little one here needs a warm place to stay for a while." Jack, ever the gracious host, nodded warmly. "Of course, make yourselves at home," he said, extending his hand to Mia. His welcoming demeanor immediately put her at ease as Ethan fetched towels and blankets for her and the baby. With everyone settled, Ethan felt a responsibility beyond his usual routines. "I need to run out for a bit to get some supplies for you and the baby," he told Mia. "Dad will keep you company until I return." Jack nodded, already engaging Mia in conversation about her journey and the challenges she faced. Ethan handed Mia a spare key before leaving, a gesture that felt both surreal and right at the same time. As Ethan drove through the rain-soaked streets, he was filled with a whirlwind of thoughts. He wondered about the potential consequences of his actions, inviting a stranger into his home and stepping outside his comfort zone. Yet, he also felt an unfamiliar thrill, a sense of purpose igniting within him. This was more than just an act of charity. It was an opportunity to connect and genuinely engage with someone else's reality. As he stopped at a traffic light, he couldn't help but smile, feeling a shift within himself that was both unsettling and exhilarating. As Ethan navigated the crowded aisles of the grocery store, he couldn't shake the feeling of uncertainty that gnawed at him. His mind was a whirlwind of questions and doubts about the wisdom of inviting a stranger into his home. Was it safe? Was I too impulsive? He muttered under his breath while scanning the shelves for baby formula and diapers. The unfamiliar responsibility weighed heavily on him, making him second-guess his decision, even as his heart told him he had done the right thing. Ethan's internal debate was relentless, each question leading to more uncertainty. He was a man accustomed to calculating risks, yet this felt different. The spontaneous act of kindness was uncharted territory for him, far removed from the meticulously planned deals he was used to. As he reached for a pack of baby wipes, a memory surfaced, a recent conversation with Marcus. "Sometimes, doing the right thing isn't the same as doing the easy thing," Marcus had said, his words resonating deeply within Ethan's thoughts. As he made his way to the checkout line, Ethan considered how his actions might be perceived by others, particularly those in his professional circle. How would they react to my decision to help a stranger so personally? He wondered, a hint of anxiety creeping in. His mind flashed back to boardroom discussions and high-stakes negotiations, where vulnerability was often seen as a weakness. Yet, standing in the store, clutching supplies for a woman and child he'd just met, Ethan felt a sense of liberation he hadn't expected. Back in his car, Ethan sat for a moment, gripping the steering wheel, staring at the raindrops as they raced down the windshield. Maybe this is what Marcus meant by feeling the pain of others, he mused aloud. The thought of Mia and her baby waiting in his apartment was both daunting and invigorating. Ethan realized that opening his home had also opened his heart, exposing him to emotions he had long suppressed. The decision to engage with Mia's situation on a personal level marked a turning point in his journey. As he drove back home, Ethan pondered the delicate balance between maintaining his new openness and safeguarding his well-structured life. His instincts urged caution, yet there was an undeniable pull towards embracing this newfound empathy. It was a chance to bridge the gap between his public persona and his private self, to find harmony in the tension between his head and his heart. For the first time in years, Ethan felt alive, each decision charged with potential and purpose. Upon arriving at his street, Ethan's heart sank as he saw an ambulance parked in front of his apartment building, lights flashing. Panic gripped him as he hurriedly parked the car and rushed inside, clutching the bags of supplies. Inside, he was met with the sight of paramedics assisting his father, Jack, who appeared conscious but shaken. Mia stood nearby, visibly concerned. "What happened?" Ethan asked, a mixture of fear and relief washing over him. Mia quickly explained that Jack had experienced a sudden health scare, but had been stabilized thanks to her quick actions in calling for help. As Ethan absorbed the situation, he felt a profound gratitude for Mia's presence and a deeper sense of purpose taking root within him. As Ethan stood in his living room, still processing the chaotic scene, relief flooded through him when the paramedics assured him that his father, Jack, was stable but needed further examination at the hospital. Ethan turned to Mia, who was holding the baby, her expression a mix of concern and calm. "Thank you," Ethan said earnestly, his voice filled with gratitude. "I can't imagine what would have happened if you hadn't been here." Mia gave a modest smile, brushing off his thanks. "I'm just glad I could help," she replied, gently rocking her baby. Once the paramedics prepared to transport Jack to the hospital, Ethan made a quick decision. "I need to go with him," he told Mia, handing her the spare key again. "Please, stay here and make yourself at home. I'll be back as soon as I can." Mia nodded, understanding the urgency in his voice. Ethan grabbed his coat and followed the paramedics out the door, his mind racing with concern for his father and gratitude for Mia's timely intervention. At the hospital, Ethan sat by his father's bedside, holding Jack's hand as they waited for the doctor. The sterile environment and the rhythmic beeping of machines created a sense of unease that Ethan couldn't shake. Jack, though pale, managed a reassuring smile. "You've brought a real guardian angel into our home, Ethan," Jack said, his voice soft but steady. Ethan nodded, his mind filled with thoughts about Mia's courage and quick thinking. Her presence in their lives had already made a significant impact. While Ethan focused on Jack's recovery, his thoughts kept drifting back to Mia. Her actions had revealed a strength and resilience that inspired him deeply. He realized that his decision to help her had brought about unexpected blessings and connections, changing his perspective on what it meant to truly assist others. As he sat in the hospital room, Ethan resolved to learn more about Mia's story and what had led her to his doorstep, feeling a growing desire to support her in a meaningful way. After the doctors confirmed Jack would be fine with some rest, Ethan felt a wave of relief. Leaving the hospital, he felt a renewed sense of purpose. He wanted to do more than offer temporary aid to Mia. He wanted to understand her struggles and be part of her journey toward a better future. Ethan knew that real change began with empathy and understanding, and he was determined to use his resources to make a lasting impact. Returning home, Ethan found Mia in the living room, feeding her baby. "How's your father?" she asked gently, her eyes full of concern. Ethan smiled, feeling grateful for her presence. "He's going to be okay, thanks to you," he replied, settling onto the couch. As they talked, Ethan realized that his journey of personal growth and meaningful connection had just begun. What started as a spontaneous act of kindness had opened his heart to a new path, one guided by empathy and genuine engagement with those around him. As the days passed, the connection between Ethan and Mia deepened. What began as a chance encounter in the rain had grown into a meaningful relationship grounded in trust and mutual understanding. Ethan took every opportunity to learn about Mia's past and the challenges she had overcome. Each conversation revealed more of Mia's resilience and determination, traits Ethan found both admirable and inspiring. In turn, Mia learned about Ethan's life, his successes, and the emptiness that had quietly shadowed them. One afternoon, while they were preparing lunch together in Ethan's sleek, modern kitchen, Mia opened up about her journey. "It's been tough, moving from place to place, trying to find stability for my son," she shared, her voice tinged with both strength and vulnerability. Ethan listened intently, captivated by her courage. Her story resonated with him deeply, echoing the countless struggles he'd only ever heard about in passing. "You've been through so much," Ethan said, admiration in his eyes. "But you're still here, fighting. That's incredible." As their friendship grew, Ethan began to reassess his own priorities. He realized that while he had been focused on maintaining his success and public image, he had overlooked the profound impact of personal connections. Mia and her baby had brought warmth and purpose to his life that had been missing for years. Inspired by her story, Ethan started researching initiatives to support families in similar situations, eager to use his influence to create meaningful change. One evening, As they sat on the balcony overlooking the city skyline, Ethan shared his thoughts with Mia. "I've been thinking about starting a project to help families like yours find stable housing and resources," he said, his voice filled with a newfound passion. Mia smiled, encouraged by his sincerity. "That sounds amazing, Ethan. If there's anything I can do to help, let me know," she offered, her willingness to contribute evident. Together, they brainstormed ideas, their excitement growing with each possibility. Ethan's focus shifted from simply supporting causes financially to engaging with them personally. He found himself attending meetings and community events with Mia by his side, gaining insights from those with lived experiences. His colleagues and friends noticed the change in him, often commenting on his newfound energy and enthusiasm. Ethan embraced this transformation, realizing that his journey with Mia had not only helped her but had also rekindled a sense of purpose within himself. Through this partnership, Ethan discovered the profound joy of working toward a common goal, fueled by compassion and a desire to make a difference. The bond he shared with Mia and her child became a source of inspiration and motivation, reinforcing his commitment to living a life of authentic impact. As they continued to collaborate on their shared vision, Ethan felt a renewed sense of fulfillment and happiness. This journey of personal growth and meaningful connection marked the beginning of a new chapter in his life, one where empathy and action guided his every step. With Mia and her child becoming a central part of his life, Ethan immersed himself in a new world of opportunities and challenges. His penthouse, once a symbol of isolation, buzzed with life and laughter. The atmosphere transformed as Mia and Ethan worked together on various projects, brainstorming ways to support families facing homelessness. Ethan found himself enjoying simple moments, like cooking meals or watching Mia's son discover new toys, as much as the thrill of a successful business deal. Ethan's enthusiasm for his new projects was infectious. He organized a series of community meetings, inviting leaders and residents to discuss potential solutions for housing instability. At each gathering, Ethan found himself inspired by the stories shared, filled with resilience and hope. Mia often joined him, sharing her experiences and lending her voice to the discussions. Her presence added authenticity and empathy to their efforts, drawing others into their mission. As Ethan explored this new world, he encountered challenges he hadn't anticipated. Navigating the complexities of social issues required a different set of skills than those he used in business. Yet, with Mia's support, he tackled these obstacles with determination. Their shared commitment to making a difference fueled their work, and they began to see tangible results in the communities they reached. This success only deepened Ethan's resolve to continue pushing for change. One day, while they were visiting a community center, Ethan watched as Mia engaged with a group of children, teaching them a game she had played in her own childhood. Her joy was contagious, and Ethan found himself joining in, laughing and playing alongside the kids. It was in these moments that Ethan realized the depth of his transformation. He felt truly connected to the world around him, no longer just an observer but an active participant in the lives of others. Their friendship blossomed into a genuine partnership, each bringing unique strengths to their endeavors. Ethan's strategic mind and Mia's first-hand experiences created a powerful synergy, enabling them to tackle issues from multiple angles. They celebrated their successes and learned from their setbacks, always focused on the bigger picture. Through their work, Ethan discovered a new sense of fulfillment, grounded in the connections he was forging and the positive impact he was making. Ethan's journey with Mia showed him the power of empathy and action, transforming his life in ways he had never imagined. The joy and purpose he found in their shared mission infused every aspect of his life with meaning. As they continued to build a brighter future for families in need, Ethan realized that the connections he had formed were the true measure of success. With Mia by his side, he felt ready to embrace whatever challenges lay ahead, confident in the strength of their partnership and the difference they could make together. During a casual lunch in Ethan's sunlit kitchen, Mia recounted stories from her childhood. "I've always had this little star-shaped birthmark on my arm," she said, pointing to the faint mark as she fed her baby. Ethan paused, his fork hovering mid-air, a flicker of recognition passing through his mind. "A star-shaped birthmark?" he echoed, his voice tinged with surprise. Memories flooded back to him, memories of his younger sister who had disappeared when they were children. She had the same distinctive mark on her arm. Ethan leaned back in his chair, the realization dawning on him with both hope and confusion. Could Mia be his long-lost sister? The possibility seemed both improbable and thrilling. As he considered the implications, a mix of emotions overwhelmed him. The excitement of potentially finding his sister and the pain of reliving her disappearance. The room fell silent, the air thick with anticipation and unspoken questions. Mia noticed the change in Ethan's demeanor and asked, "Is everything okay?" Ethan hesitated, unsure of how to articulate the flood of emotions he was experiencing. "I had a sister," he began slowly, "who disappeared when we were young. She had the same birthmark." Mia's eyes widened in surprise, the revelation leaving her speechless. The coincidence was striking, and Ethan felt a surge of hope. Could fate have brought them together, after all these years? Yet, along with the hope came the fear of uncovering a past he had long buried. For days after their conversation, Ethan couldn't shake the possibility that Mia might be his sister. He found himself studying her features, searching for resemblances and familiar traits. Each glance carried the weight of expectation, but also the risk of disappointment. Ethan struggled to focus on his work, distracted by the potential discovery and the emotions it stirred. He knew he needed answers, but feared what those answers might reveal. Driven by both curiosity and the need for closure, Ethan decided to investigate further. He reached out to family members, digging through old records and photographs, searching for anything that could confirm or dispel his suspicions. The process was both exhilarating and nerve-wracking, each step drawing him closer to the truth. Ethan confided in Mia, sharing his findings and involving her in the search for answers. Together, they navigated this unexpected journey, each discovery deepening their bond. The revelation of Mia's birthmark had opened a door Ethan never expected to revisit. The possibility of finding his sister filled him with hope, but also highlighted the unresolved pain of the past. As they continued their search, Ethan realized that the journey itself was reshaping his understanding of family and connection. Regardless of the outcome, the experience had brought him closer to Mia and strengthened his commitment to their shared mission. With renewed determination, Ethan embraced this chapter of his life, ready to face whatever truth awaited them. Ethan's mind raced as he dug deeper into Mia's past, driven by the possibility that she could be his long-lost sister. The weight of the discovery hung heavy, but he was determined to uncover the truth. However, his pursuit soon hit several roadblocks. Records were missing or incomplete, and the trail often went cold, leaving Ethan frustrated and anxious. Despite his determination, he knew he needed more than just old documents to bridge the gaps in Mia's history. As Ethan juggled this emotional quest, his professional life began to show signs of strain. Colleagues and business partners noticed his distraction, expressing concerns about his focus and dedication. "Ethan, is everything all right?" One of his partners, Sarah, asked during a tense meeting. "You've seemed preoccupied lately." Ethan forced a reassuring smile, but internally, he felt the tension of trying to balance the demands of his personal discovery with the responsibilities of his business empire. The pressure intensified as Ethan found himself caught between two worlds. On one hand, there was the potential family connection with Mia, and on the other, the looming expectations of his professional obligations. It became increasingly difficult to maintain the facade of control and competence. Ethan's business suffered minor setbacks, projects were delayed, and he faced criticism from partners questioning his commitment. The stakes were high, and Ethan knew he had to find a way to manage the mounting pressure. Meanwhile, the quest to uncover Mia's past grew more complex. Ethan encountered resistance from some individuals who had been involved in her life before. These people were reluctant to share information, casting doubt on Ethan's intentions. They questioned why he was so invested in Mia's history and whether he had ulterior motives. This skepticism only fueled Ethan's determination, but it also added another layer of complication to his already challenging journey. As Ethan faced these obstacles, the relationship with Mia deepened, becoming a source of strength and comfort amid the chaos. Mia remained supportive, understanding the toll this search was taking on him. "We'll figure it out together, Ethan," she assured him one evening. sensing his growing frustration. Her words were a balm to his weary soul, reminding him of the importance of perseverance and patience. With Mia by his side, Ethan felt a renewed resolve to continue their quest, despite the challenges they faced. Despite the mounting challenges, Ethan remained steadfast, committed to uncovering the truth about Mia's past. He knew that the answers they sought were within reach, and the bond they had formed would see them through. As he navigated the complexities of his dual responsibilities, Ethan realized that this journey was reshaping his understanding of identity, family, and what truly mattered. With renewed determination, he embraced the challenges ahead, ready to face whatever obstacles lay in their path. The days blurred into weeks as Ethan juggled his personal quest and professional responsibilities. His father's health had improved, and Jack was recovering at home, but the stress of everything began to take its toll on Ethan. One evening, as Ethan sat by his father's bedside, Jack gently squeezed his hand. "Ethan, you need to take care of yourself too," Jack said, concern etched on his face. Ethan nodded, appreciating his father's wisdom, but inside, he felt the weight of the world pressing down on him. The real blow came when Jack suddenly suffered another heart attack, more severe this time. Ethan was with him at home when it happened, and the fear that gripped him was overwhelming. He called for help immediately, but as he watched the paramedics work tirelessly to save his father, a sense of helplessness enveloped him. Despite their efforts, Jack passed away that night, leaving Ethan shattered and filled with an overwhelming sense of loss. The funeral was a blur of condolences and shared memories, but for Ethan, it felt like a crushing defeat. He was enveloped in a fog of grief and regret, questioning his decisions and wondering if he could have done something differently to prevent his father's passing. The weight of responsibility felt insurmountable, and the loss of Jack left a void that seemed impossible to fill. Ethan had lost not only a father, but also a guiding light in his life. Ethan retreated into himself, struggling to find balance amid the chaos that had become his life. His once thriving business faced challenges as Ethan's absence became more pronounced. His partners were concerned, and there were whispers of doubts about Ethan's ability to lead. The pressure mounted, threatening to unravel everything Ethan had worked so hard to build. In the midst of his mourning, Ethan questioned whether he had the strength to keep everything from falling apart. At home, Mia did her best to support Ethan, offering a steady presence and understanding shoulder to lean on. Yet, even her kindness couldn't fully penetrate the wall of despair that Ethan had built around himself. "I just feel like everything is slipping away," Ethan admitted one night, his voice choked with emotion. Mia sat beside him, taking his hand in hers. "You're not alone, Ethan. We're here with you," she reassured him, her words a lifeline in the storm of his emotions. Despite Mia's comfort, Ethan found himself in the darkest period of his life, overwhelmed by grief and guilt. He felt he had failed his father and himself, struggling to see a way forward. The path that had once seemed so clear now appeared fraught with obstacles and uncertainty. Yet, even in the depths of his despair, there was a flicker of resolve, a quiet determination that whispered of hope and the possibility of redemption. It was this flicker that would guide Ethan as he sought to rebuild and redefine his life in the shadow of loss. The days after his father's funeral were filled with a heavy silence that lingered in every corner of Ethan's home. The absence of Jack was palpable, leaving Ethan adrift in a sea of unresolved emotions. Seeking solace, Ethan began to sort through his father's belongings, hoping to find some measure of comfort or guidance among Jack's possessions. It was during this somber task that Ethan stumbled upon a small, weathered box tucked away in Jack's office, its contents promising to shed light on secrets long hidden. Inside the box, Ethan found a collection of letters, their pages yellowed with age but filled with Jack's familiar handwriting. As he read through them, Ethan discovered a side of his father he had never known. The letters revealed Jack's relentless search for Ethan's lost sister, a journey marked by hope and heartache. Jack had believed that Mia might be the sister who disappeared so many years ago, and he had quietly gathered evidence, trying to piece together the puzzle of her past. Ethan sat in his father's office, surrounded by the letters that chronicled Jack's tireless pursuit of the truth. The realization that Jack had shared his suspicions about Mia and had been actively searching for her struck Ethan deeply. Tears filled his eyes as he felt a mix of gratitude for his father's dedication and sorrow for not having known sooner. The letters were a testament to Jack's unwavering love and determination to reunite his family, offering Ethan a new perspective on the journey they had been on together. With each letter, Ethan's resolve grew stronger. The notion that Mia could be his sister was no longer just a possibility. It was a path his father had been determined to follow. Ethan felt a renewed sense of purpose, a desire to honor Jack's legacy by continuing the search for answers. He knew that discovering the truth about Mia was not only a tribute to his father, but also a chance to heal the wounds of the past and bring their family together once more. Ethan shared his findings with Mia, who listened intently, her eyes wide with emotion. "I had no idea," she whispered, overwhelmed by the revelation of Jack's efforts. "Your father was an incredible man." Together, they pored over the letters, discussing the clues and considering the implications of Jack's discoveries. Mia's presence was a comfort to Ethan, reminding him that even in the darkest times, there was hope and strength to be found in connection and understanding. Armed with his father's letters and the determination to uncover the truth, Ethan felt a renewed sense of direction. The path ahead was uncertain, but the legacy of Jack's love and perseverance inspired him to continue. As he prepared to embark on this new chapter, Ethan realized that the journey was about more than just finding answers. It was about embracing the bonds of family and the healing power of forgiveness and love. With Mia by his side, Ethan was ready to face whatever challenges lay ahead, driven by the belief that, together, they could find the resolution they both sought. Ethan stood at the threshold of his father's study, the letters spread out before him, his heart filled with a renewed sense of determination. The revelations about Jack's search for Ethan's sister ignited a fire within him. With the letters as his guide, Ethan set out to continue his father's quest, determined to uncover the truth about Mia's past. It was a daunting task, but Ethan felt a sense of purpose that had eluded him since Jack's passing. He knew that honoring his father's legacy meant pursuing the answers they both sought. The first step was to delve deeper into the clues Jack had uncovered, piecing together the fragments of Mia's history. Ethan reached out to private investigators, genealogists, and anyone who might help connect the dots. He spent hours combing through archives and databases, driven by the hope that every new piece of information would bring them closer to the truth. Mia, fully invested in the journey, provided invaluable insights into her own past, helping Ethan navigate the complex web of her history. Together, Ethan and Mia faced the challenges of the investigation, each new lead bringing both hope and uncertainty. They encountered dead ends and moments of frustration, but they remained steadfast in their pursuit. Ethan's determination was bolstered by the knowledge that this journey was not just about finding answers for himself, but also about giving Mia the family she had longed for. The possibility of finally reuniting with his sister inspired him to persevere, despite the obstacles they faced. As they worked together, the bond between Ethan and Mia grew stronger. Their shared mission forged a connection deeper than either of them had anticipated. They celebrated small victories and comforted each other during setbacks, their relationship transforming into one of mutual support and trust. Mia's presence in Ethan's life had become a source of strength, helping him navigate the challenges of grief and renewal with grace and resilience. One afternoon, as they pored over the latest findings in Ethan's office, Mia paused, looking at Ethan with gratitude and affection. "No matter what we find, I'm grateful to have met you," she said softly. Her words resonated deeply with Ethan, reminding him that the journey was as much about the connections they forged as it was about the answers they sought. Ethan nodded, feeling a profound sense of purpose and hope. "We'll find the truth, Mia." "I know we will," he replied, his voice filled with determination. With a renewed sense of hope and the support of those around him, Ethan embraced the challenges ahead, ready to face whatever revelations lay in store. He knew that the journey was about more than just uncovering the truth. It was about honoring his father's legacy and embracing the power of love and family. As Ethan and Mia continued their quest, they were united by a shared belief that together, they could overcome any obstacle and find the resolution they both longed for. The moment of truth arrived on a bright, crisp morning when Ethan received a call from the genealogist they had been working with. The DNA results had come in, confirming what both Ethan and Mia had hoped but dared not fully believe. Mia was indeed Ethan's long-lost sister. The realization washed over Ethan like a tidal wave, bringing with it a profound sense of relief and joy. He immediately shared the news with Mia, who stood frozen for a moment before embracing Ethan, tears of joy streaming down her face. The confirmation of their familial bond transformed the dynamic between Ethan and Mia. Their relationship, already grounded in trust and mutual respect, took on a new depth and meaning. Ethan felt a renewed sense of purpose, knowing that they were not just partners in their mission but family bound by love and shared history. This revelation brought closure to the years of uncertainty and longing that had defined both their lives, creating a foundation for the future they were eager to build together. In the days following the discovery, Ethan and Mia reached out to family members to share the news. Their reunion was met with celebration and support, as relatives embraced Mia and welcomed her into the fold. For Ethan, the experience was both surreal and fulfilling, a testament to the power of perseverance and the enduring bonds of family. Together, they read through Jack's letters, honoring his memory and the role he had played in reuniting them. It was a moment of healing and reflection, one that underscored the impact of Jack's unwavering love and dedication. With their family reunited, Ethan and Mia turned their attention to the projects they had started together. The confirmation of their connection fueled their commitment to helping others, inspiring them to expand their initiatives and reach even more families in need. Ethan used his resources and influence to create new opportunities for housing and support, while Mia brought her insights and experiences to the forefront, ensuring that their efforts were grounded in empathy and understanding. Together, they worked tirelessly, driven by a shared vision of a brighter future. The culmination of their efforts was a community event organized in honor of Jack's memory. Held at one of the centers they had helped to establish, the event celebrated the impact of their work and the lives they had touched. As guests gathered to share stories and express their gratitude, Ethan felt a profound sense of fulfillment and peace. He had found his purpose, not just in the work they were doing but in the family they had built and the legacy they were creating together. Standing beside Mia as she addressed the crowd, Ethan reflected on the journey that had brought them to this moment. What had begun as a spontaneous act of kindness had transformed his life in ways he could never have imagined. Ethan smiled, feeling the warmth of his sister's presence and the strength of their shared bond. The path ahead was filled with promise and potential, and Ethan was ready to embrace it fully, knowing that together they could achieve anything they set their minds to. It was a new beginning, a testament to the power of love, resilience, and the enduring strength of family. With the confirmation that Mia was his sister, Ethan felt a profound sense of wholeness and purpose he hadn't experienced in years. The journey to uncover the truth had not only reunited his family but also reignited his passion for helping others. Empowered by the discovery, Ethan intensified his efforts in the social projects he had initiated, working alongside Mia to bring about real change. Their story of reunion and resilience became an inspiration, motivating others to join their cause and contribute to the community. Ethan and Mia dedicated themselves to expanding their outreach, establishing new programs that offered housing and support to families in need. Their combined efforts brought together a network of professionals and volunteers, all committed to making a difference. Ethan's business acumen and Mia's insights proved to be a powerful combination, driving their initiatives forward and creating lasting impact. The results were tangible. More families found stability, children had access to education, and entire communities began to thrive. As they worked together, Ethan and Mia's bond grew stronger, rooted in shared experiences and mutual understanding. They celebrated each success, big and small, drawing strength from their connection and the support of their family. Ethan realized that his father's legacy was not just about reuniting their family, but also about inspiring others to embrace empathy and action. It was a lesson Ethan carried with him, guiding his every decision and shaping the future they were building together. The effects of their work extended beyond the communities they served, reaching into the hearts of those around them. Ethan's transformation from a disconnected philanthropist to an engaged and compassionate leader inspired those in his professional circle, prompting a shift in how philanthropy was perceived and practiced. The story of Ethan and Mia's journey resonated deeply, reminding people of the power of perseverance, empathy, and the enduring strength of family. As their initiatives flourished, Ethan and Mia took a moment to reflect on their journey and the path that lay ahead. They knew that challenges would arise, but they were prepared to face them together, confident in the strength of their partnership and the community they had built. With each step forward, they honored Jack's memory and celebrated the family they had become. It was a journey that had transformed their lives, proving that love and determination could overcome even the greatest obstacles. Ethan, Mia, and their family gathered for a final celebration in Jack's honor, surrounded by friends, supporters, and the families they had helped. As they looked out at the sea of faces, Ethan felt a profound sense of gratitude and fulfillment. The event was a testament to their journey and the legacy they were creating, a powerful reminder of the impact they could achieve together. Ethan smiled, knowing that their story was far from over and that the future was filled with promise and potential. Together, they had found not just a sense of belonging but a purpose that would guide them for years to come. The sun set over New York City, casting a warm glow across the skyline as Ethan, Mia, and her child arrived at a charity gala Ethan had organized in honor of their father, Jack. The event was held at one of the community centers they had helped establish, and it was filled with friends, family, and supporters whose lives they had touched. As guests mingled, sharing stories and laughter, Ethan stood back for a moment, taking it all in. This was more than just a celebration of their work. It was a tribute to the journey that had brought them here. Ethan felt a sense of fulfillment and connection as he watched Mia take the stage to address the crowd. Her voice, confident and warm, echoed through the room as she spoke about their mission and the incredible impact they had achieved together. "Thank you all for your support," Mia said, her eyes shining with gratitude. "None of this would have been possible without each of you and the legacy of those who inspired us." Ethan smiled, feeling a swell of pride as he realized how far they had come and how their work was transforming lives. As the evening continued, Ethan mingled with guests, sharing stories of their journey and expressing his gratitude for the support they had received. The event was a stark contrast to the galas he had once attended, where the focus had been on superficial connections and self-promotion. Now, surrounded by family and community, Ethan felt truly at home, knowing he was living out his father's legacy in the most meaningful way possible. It was a testament to the power of love, resilience, and the transformative impact of embracing empathy and action. Ethan, Mia, and her child stood together for a final photo, surrounded by the friends and family who had supported them. Ethan's heart was full as he realized this was just the beginning of a new chapter, one defined by the bonds of family and the shared vision of a brighter future for all.